Hey guys, today I am going to finally put to rest the debate as to what is the better drink between Pepsi and Coke. So I just got back from the store. It's a little strange buying both of these. I thought the cashier might say something like, "Oh, look at you! You got your Coke and your Pepsi there," but she didn't say anything like that. Although she did only ring me up for two Coca-Colas, which I thought was interesting, because so many people talk about how they're different, but at the end of the day, they cost the same amount. They both have the same price. So I'm excited to talk about both of these drinks, and you can sort of see that the Coca-Cola is a little bit taller than the Pepsi, although I think they have the same fluid ounce count. Yeah, they both have 20 fluid ounces, 591 milliliters, 1.25 pints. But the Coca-Cola is a little bit taller, and I guess that's just the way that they orient the bottle dimensions. So that'll be the first thing you notice. The second thing you'll notice is that the Coca-Cola has 240 calories, whereas the Pepsi has 250 calories. And that sort of ties into what people often describe as the difference between these two drinks, to my understanding, is that the Pepsi is a little bit sweeter than the Coca-Cola. But I've had my fair share of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I would describe myself as being a Coke guy. I definitely, I reach for the Coke. Maybe it's because red is my favorite color. And it's probably also just because Coke is just a classic American brand, It's just classic Coke. It's just, it's the Santa Claus drink, it's the summertime drink, it's the baseball, hot dog drink. Pepsi's more of the well, it's a lot like Coke, but sometimes if you like Coke and they have Pepsi, you'll probably drink Pepsi, but you might wish that you had Coke instead. So we're gonna try these two drinks today. We're gonna see maybe if we can suss out what the differences are when you drink them side by side, because it's not every day that you get to drink one right after the other, and that is going to be sort of an interesting experience, and will help to compare the two flavors. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can say before we get into this. I thought about maybe I would read the ingredients, and there are some differences in the ingredients. They both have high fructose corn syrup, but Pepsi actually has sugar in it, in addition to high fructose corn syrup, which might, that might have something to do with how it has more calories, and also it might explain why people say that Pepsi is sweeter. And some people, I feel like I should say, some people think there's no difference at all, and I understand why people say that, but I don't think it's, obviously it's not true. They can't be identical. But I understand why people say that, because it's like, they're both soda. They're both cola. And people drink both of them. Let's start with Coke. I'm gonna open both of them before I drink either one of them. The Pepsi's a little harder to open, but just now I just used my shirt to open it just to get some traction on there. The Pepsi was a little louder when I opened it, and you can also see that it looks like there's more carbonation going on here. Maybe that's just because of the time it took for me to open the Coke, that maybe the bubbles had dissipated, and maybe, if you rewind the video, maybe you can see, Was the Coke just as bubbly when I opened the Coke as the Pepsi was? That's an interesting question. I wish I had paid more attention to how many bubbles were in each drink when I opened it. Now they're sort of starting to look similar. Now that some time has passed, although there is some, I would describe this as more of like a film, like a bubbly sort of film on the top of the Pepsi bottle there. And I'm a little bit nervous because these are two bottles of soda that are right next to my computer here, so I'm hoping that I don't spill either of these sodas. So let's get into drinking them. Okay. Guess I'll have some water before I drink the Pepsi. To cleanse my palate. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. The Pepsi is definitely a little bit sweeter. And I'd say the Coke has a like a. I wouldn't say it's not sweet. It's definitely sweet. There's just a different. They just sort of taste a little different. I'd say the Pepsi tastes a little bit sweeter. All right. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think the differences are. Let me know if you prefer Pepsi or Coke. If you want to try this yourself, it's pretty easy. Just try to drink some water in between the two of them so that you can cleanse your palate, and so that you don't think that one tastes like the other. The water just sort of helps you to tell the difference.